to St Kilda. Shocking kicking, 9 goals, 22-76. Hawkins got 5. What about that mark in the last quarter? Grant 4, Smith kicked 3, and for the Saints, Lockett kicked 3, Winmar 2, and weakened by injury and suspension. The Saints are facing their 3rd loss in a row unless they can lift in midfield and supply Lockett and Lowe. The Hawks have shown their class only in bursts so far. 2 great games in AFL Today. Good evening and welcome to tonight's football. 2 top games coming from Waverley and Moorabbin. And firstly, we go down to Moorabbin for the game between St Kilda and Hawthorn, which wasn't only a contest between 2 teams who played off in the finals. Of course, the Saints made it for the first time in 18 years last year, and the Hawks won the flag again. But also, it was a contest at either end of the ground, the 2 champion full forwards in Lockett and Dunstall. Let's firstly take you through the first 3 quarters and the highlights of the first 3 quarters of the game. And the commentators are Sandy Roberts, Dennis Cometti and Bernie Quinlan.
Not a good kick. Bowie on to Greg. Can start something here. Spirals one towards Lockett, who gets there. Here he is. First set shot for the day for Tony Lockett. Straight through the middle. Still on centre wing. Saints have done the bulk of the attacking. They have it down in their half-forward line. Low this time couldn't mark. Winmar leaves it for Devonport, who snaps around his body. Oh, and he's kicked another one. Here he comes. Langford with him. Kick it, and Winmar. Kick it to Lockett. Quickly gets the hand pass away. That's a goal to Fletcher, who runs into a brick wall, but still manages to find Russell Morris. Now they've got a chance. Back from Fletcher it comes again. Morris kicks long to half forward. Low. Causing major problems. Here's another one. This will be Winmar. The Saints are alight. Oh, does it well. Vidovic has it hammered out of his hands. Anderson in trouble. A cry of ball goes unheeded. Platten picks it up from 53 metres. Kicks it long. This is going to be a great goal to Johnny Platten.
He and Fletcher having a very interesting duel.
Oops.
Hudson wants to go. That's ambitious. Allen, 35 metres out. Condon, not a good hand pass. Back it comes out wide to Gowers. The loping wingman from 25 metres out has kicked another goal. Hawthorn are coming back. More pressure to be absorbed. Crawley did brilliantly. Sends Harvey away.
Robert Harvey. Undecided where to go. Eventually chips. That's dangerous because Fletcher ran into Jarman. Morrissey gives it to Jarman now. Spears the hand pass down inside 50 to Anderson, who pulls it round his body. It's a good-looking kick, and back come the Hawks. Goes wide at Bowie, out in front of Devonport. Taken out of it. Greg gets a beautiful hand pass to kick it. He should reply, and he does.
Towards the outer side half-back flank. Winmar almost the mark. This is Harvey. Comes away, finds Newport inside the 50. Newport from 35 metres out. Kicks straight. Out of the congestion, down towards the pocket. New and Low. Oh, great juggle mark by Stewie Low. Came from nowhere.
Yeah, magnificent Stewie Low. 10 marks now.
Yet to kick a goal. Important kick this one. From 35 metres. Good effort. He's got it.
Well, the Saints made a great start with 8 goals to nothing in the first quarter, and then Hawthorn hit back to kick 7 goals in the second quarter. And at 3-quarter time, St Kilda led 15-12, 102 to Hawthorn, 11 goals, 10-76. Moorabbin was jumping with the Saints fans, pretty happy about their performance to 3-quarter time. We pick it up in the last term, 22.5 minutes remaining, and the Hawks have added a point.
Boundary throw in, 15-12 to 11-11. Gowers, Morrissey, and now Platten from 40 metres out. Misses to the close side. Minor score. So the margin, 24 points. It was 26 at 3-quarter time. Last season, St Kilda were perfect when they led at 3-quarter time. They won 12 out of 12. Morris to bring it in.
Favouring the outer side. Jarman from the side. Pekin close to the boundary line, and in fact a Hawthorn free kick.
Over the shoulder there, so the free kick had to be paid. Tony Hall, a great tussle with David Grant.
6 kicks, 5 marks, short to Condon in the pocket. Pretty tight angle. But if they can get the first goal, it will give Hawthorn great heart. Here comes the drop punt. Just going across the face. Gowes was the big flyer and recovered. Couldn't take it. Bowie working hard at the bottom. Sneaks clear. Does well. Just a hurried kick by Shanahan. Sees it over the line. But they bring it back to the half-back flank. And that's vital.
It's good defensive stuff, especially by the little bloke, Brett Bowie. And Shanahan doing a good job in that back pocket.
Throw in. Morrissey. Try of ball for Johnny Platten. By Gavin Dorr, says he'll have it.
Tony Hill coming off the ground to be replaced by Darren Pritchard.
Brereton palming with the left hand. Down to Platten. Again the ball is held.
Oh, tough in there, isn't it?
Certainly tough in the clinches. Both sides very desperate. St Kilda especially, they don't want to lose this match.
Anderson. Ball spills free. Hudson controlled it nicely. Swings round on his left foot, but under tremendous pressure, and it's out of bounds in the left forward pocket. Just over 20 minutes remaining. Still anyone's game. But the Saints at the moment holding sway. Brereton and Shanahan lock arms. And they're not involved in the throw-in. Pritchard's kick goes wide, and Nathan Burke takes the mark in the back pocket. He'd dearly love to celebrate his 100th game with 4 premiership points today. Vidovic beaten by Lawrence. Steve Lawrence, a lead from Brereton. Hammered away by Shanahan towards Winmar. He and Pritchard show courage. Pritchard at the bottom. He's lost it.
Oh, might have been too high, one of those tackles on Pritchard.
Tough decision. He made all the running there. Winmar towards half forward. Jenke dropping back. Taylor, clever juggled mark. Wants to go and does. Anderson. The question now of who's got the will and who's got the run. Ayres through the middle towards half forward. Not a particularly good kick. Pritchard over the top. Uncontested. Pritchard goes looking for Dunstall towards the pocket. Frawley in close attendance. Great mark.
He just held up that lead marginally to keep Frawley back, and then made that last ditch attempt and diving attempt to take a very good mark out in front of his body.
He's got 2 this afternoon. He's kicked 45 goals in 10 regular season matches against St Kilda. His best 11 back in '89. He's kicking from about 30 metres out. Looks good. It's home.
This is a laser, and this is a Lancer. Now, some people appear a little confused, but it's really very easy to tell them apart. The Mitsubishi Lancer is fully imported. It has superior fuel economy. It has more front head and leg room. And yet, the Lancer actually costs less. So there's laser, and here's Lancer. We'd hate you to make a costly mistake.
At BP, we like to think our new service stations are the best in the world, which is why our special fact-finding team is constantly checking, as unobtrusively as possible, how well our stations are maintaining the standard. Thank you. We're pleased to say the results have been very encouraging. But why not come and check us out for yourselves? BP, on the move.
It's easy to dress up any house and contents insurance package to look the same. Lots of insurance policies promise new for old replacement, but most have severe age limits on contents. 5 years is useless. 10 years is not much better. But SIO's plain English policy is different. There's definitely no age limit, just genuine new replacement, and no need to prove how old things were. For genuine house and contents insurance, call SIO. Insurance as it should be.
It's Brash's Superstore's one-day hi-fi sale. It's on tomorrow. Grab a CD player for just $138. iWa Mini Hi-Fi with CD has been sacrificed and heaps of hi-fi components have been slashed to clear. The one-day hi-fi sale, where the answer is Brash's Superstores.
Keep in touch. If you thought tonight was going to be tame,
Police, you're under arrest!
get set for a big movie double. Shelley Long and Bette Midler.
I just want to rip his face off.
An odd couple with only one thing in common.
We'll make him choose. Choose? Yeah. Between us?
Outrageous Fortune, presented by Bridgestone.
He's not going to kill us. Oh, why not? We're going to be raped and murdered in this building.
Then in Peter Weir's masterpiece, Mel Gibson and Sigourney Weaver, The Year of Living Dangerously. A big movie double tonight.
So 3 goals the margin, favouring the Saints. What a comeback by Hawthorn. Back in the middle. Lawrence gets a tap, then tries to steam out of the middle with it. Pritchard attempts to soccer off the ground and is then claimed and locked up by Nicky Winmar.
Very desperate both sides at the moment, as you would imagine and expect in this very tight situation.
Just forward of the centre. Not a very subtle push by Lawrence. So it gives St Kilda a chance of going down to half forward. Vidovic's kick is long. Low edged out of it. But the umpire allows play to go on. Jenke takes the hand pass. He can run out of half back. Gives it to Lawrence. You know, what's he doing there?
Free kick to Jenke.
Yeah, to bring back Ray Jenke.
Yes,
Make him take the kick from half back.
After he hand passed, he was pushed in the back.
Oh.
Dangerously so to Collins. Winmar's on his hammer. But has given away the free kick. Hawthorn looking for the next goal. Taylor gives it to the running Collins. They've got it through the centre. Down towards half forward. There's holding on going on there. The player's allowed to go on. Allen, Harvey, still with that pair. Allen puts himself over the football. Chris Mitchell says, I'll bounce it.
Yeah, it's the only fair decision, I feel. There's some Kilda fans not happy with that, but of course they wouldn't be.
Condon was a bit stiff, wasn't he?
Being held.
Did appear to be
held.
held. There. Shanahan and Brereton in late. It's those two who contest the hit out. It's won by Brereton. Pritchard taps it on. Condon on to Pritchard, but the whistle has sounded, Darren.
And that's 50 metres too, Sandy. The umpire will bring the player back on the mark.
So that could prove very costly as Justin Peckett warms up on the sidelines. And he's about to make an entry for St Kilda.
They have eased up on that 50-metre rule noticeably this year as Dean Gregg leaves the ground to be replaced by Justin Peckett for his first match.
Interesting story, Peckett. Deleted and redrafted by St Kilda in the March draft. And the under-19 best and fairest for the Saints.
His 49th selection in that draft, Dennis.
Pekin inside half forward. Here's Winmar, hard against the boundary line, pulls it back towards the kick-off line. Taylor across the face of the pack. Walker tries to go off the ground and misses. Taylor got it to Ayres, kept his head. This is Platten in the back pocket. Along the members' side, over the top, Shanahan. Harvey. Shanahan did well to the voice of Newport. Peckett missed it. Morrissey held without it. Surely Anderson must take the free kick on the wing. 15-12 to 12-12. Dean Anderson, busy player. 21st possession towards half forward. Hudson with a flight of the ball. Brereton trashing his way through Dunstall from 50 metres out. Open goal square. How will it bounce? Wide of the mark. Minor score. Handy point nevertheless. 12-13, 15-12. Plenty of time remaining.
Yes, just under 16 minutes. What a time for Justin Peggott to come onto the ground. It's like a pressure cooker out there. Lawrence with a big fist sees the ball safely over the line. The Hawks have it in their attacking zone. Vidovic and Lawrence again. Lawrence trying to push out the back door. Grant lost it, then had an airing. Vidovic a short one. Over the top. Fletcher can go to Devonport, but he lost sight of it. Opens the door for Anderson. Now Allen. Ben Allen's kicked to half forward.
Free kick paid, Sandy. Tim Peaton to take it.
Ben Hudson was very frustrated about that. But it's Burke. Back towards centre wing. Jarman, Dunstall's a long way out, asking the question. Anderson there with Jarman. And it's the latter who tidies up to Pritchard in front of the scoreboard. Plays on quickly. Again to Dean Anderson. Long kick in towards full forward. Brereton getting back there with Shanahan. Morrissey also. He can't pick up the ball and is eventually claimed as it goes over the line. Certainly tight down there.
As if written. Great script this one. The champs trying to come back. Pekin. Plenty of time. This is Allen. Close to the boundary line.
It's on behind play again. David.
Whoa! A giant suplex. Meantime, Jarman back towards full forward. They're fighting near the kickoff line. Allen was up, couldn't hang on. And the ball is out of bounds. Grant and Brereton.
And here comes the emergency umpire again.
A couple of good wrestling holds there, Dennis.
Magnificent body slam by Brereton. He picks Grant up and threw him over his shoulder. Down goes Bow. He must get a free kick. He was taken high. Well, it's at boiling point now, this one. It's been simmering all day. And the umpire talking to Brereton. Runners out there, trainers out there.
Talking to both players there, Dennis, so I don't know whether that's a report on Brereton.
Probably saying great hold. Ball goes towards the other side. Fletcher was pushed in the back. We'll get the free kick. Adrian Fletcher. We won't put him in slips. Fletcher towards half forward. This is Newport. Thumping kick. Blockett's the target. They wrestle. Kick it behind. Can Ayers get there? Kick it too nimble. 20 metres out. Snap is wayward. Terrible kick. It's gone out of bounds in the pocket on the bounce and will be thrown in. Well, just over 13 minutes remaining.
Sorry, Dennis. He just seemed to take that very easy Dale kick it there when he had a fair bit of time, and amazingly he missed it by about 30 metres, the goal face.
But in the Saints attacking zone, Winmar flicks it round onto the left boot. No mark taken. An opportunity for Gary Ayres to sneak through the traffic and go wide to Jarman on half-back. Darren Jarman's picking up his 20th kick. It's been an excellent performance, and he finds Gowes on right half-forward. The Hawks doing a lot of attacking, but they want goals. No free kick. Brereton tries to barnstorm his way through. He gets claimed. Socket high off the ground by Pritchard. And out of bounds. Out of bounds on the foot.
Well, there could have been a big push in the back to Danny Frawley when the ball was delivered into that forward line also. No free kick paid.
I should dust him for Prince, I think.
15-12, plays 12-13. The Saints leading. Now on the fly. Free kick going the way of St Kilda. Taken by Fletcher. 12 kicks, 7 hand passes and 5 marks to Adrian Fletcher for the day. The centre wing, plenty of holding on, but the umpire allows play to go on. Platten at the back. Brings it back towards Lawrence.
50 metres. It's against Russell Morris.
Could prove very, very costly.
Well, he had no need to get involved there. Russell Morris. No need at all. This brings big Steve Lawrence
directly in front, 35 metres out.
Big 50.
Well, they've been very lenient on that in the early matches in this 92 season, the umpires.
So a very important kick for Steve Lawrence and for Hawthorn. This to make the margin 11 points. A floating drop punt looks good. He's kicked it. So the Hawks hang on. 15-12 plays 13-13.
Steve Lawrence's first goal. He's had 16 hit-outs. He's come up against Lazar Vidovic today, who's been very good and very competitive. Gee, that is a vital 50-metre penalty there against Russell Morris. Virtually giving that goal to Hawthorn.
11 possessions to Steve Lawrence. You cannot rest against Hawthorn. Still stacks of time. And they creep closer. The Saints need a steadying goal. Fletcher smothered that first kick out, but Ayres gets it away this time. Inside the attacking 50. Morrissey, great mark, going back with the flight of the ball. Great courage.
Yes, good courage by Morrissey. Beware with the St Kilda defenders. They really marked that one unopposed.
Well, if the Saints lose this, it will be a cruel loss. They led by 48 points at quarter time, but Hawthorn, an outstanding team. Morrissey, 40 metres out. I think it's home. It is. So the margin less than a goal now as Morrissey kicks his first. 5 points the difference in a thriller at Moorabbin. The Hawks 14-13 and the Saints are 15-12.
This is a laser, and this is a lancer. Now, some people appear a little confused, but it's really very easy to tell them apart. The Mitsubishi Lancer is fully imported. It has superior fuel economy. It has more front head and leg room. And yet, the Lancer actually costs less. So there's laser, and here's Lancer. We'd hate you to make a costly mistake.
If you want to get into my jumper, you'd better get into Sports Power. If you want to get into my boots, you'd better get into Sports Power.
If you want to get into my...
If you want the power to get into the real thing, get into Sports Power, the official AFL store.
Somewhere on planet Earth, a scientist creates the ultimate machine. A machine that will give him the power to journey into the mega world. With thousands of colors, 16-bit graphic technology, and 10-channel mega stereo sound. The most advanced video game system in the universe. Mega Drive from Sega.
Just try to resist this.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to.
If it only saves you once a year, it's a good year. So have a safe Easter with the Goodyear Easter Safety Savers. A half-price safety service that gives you a grease and oil change, wheel alignment and balance, brake adjustment, tyre inspection. Normally $110, now only $55. And safe Aussie steel from only $66. So see your Goodyear dealer now.
Good tires, good service, good people, Goodyear.
For the first time on television, Emilio Estevez, Martin Sheen and Lee Thompson from Back to the Future in Advance to Ground Zero, 8:30 Sunday.
Next week, what drives a person to kill another in a jealous rage? The social disease called jealousy. Real life, 6:30 weeknights on 7.
Still over 10 minutes remaining. Back in the middle with Lawrence and Vidovic. A big win to Steve Lawrence. Down to the half-forward line and Gowers loses control of it for the moment. Platten a chance, runs into trouble. Burke edged out of the way. Morrissey, the freak, pulls it round his body, but not nearly far enough, and he goes out of bounds on the field.
Well, the final term, the two big St Kilda forwards just haven't had a chance to get into the game because the ball hasn't been down there. Stewie Lowe, Tony Lockett hasn't kicked a goal in the second half.
Frawley to the half back line. Newport tackled high and will be free kicked. And now 50. So suddenly a couple of 50-metre penalties, but the St Kilda one coming out of defence. Newport now forward of centre. A chance for the Saints forwards to get into the action, but Jenke, the stumbling block, couldn't take the mark. And Chris Mitchell decides upon a bounce. Very tight now. Just a kick in it. Lowe goes for a punch, doesn't succeed. Allen's kick is high, doesn't gather a lot of distance. Peckett having trouble getting into the game. He's only just come onto the ground. Once again, the football is locked up with Harvey and Anderson. And so another bounce to take place. What an extraordinary finish when the Saints kicked 8 goals to none in the first quarter. One wondered if the conclusion of the game would be like this. Morrissey, round his body again, finds Hudson. The Hawks are looking very, very dangerous. Jarman in the middle has been superb all day. Gets around Kickett, then stabs in towards Dunstall. Couldn't quite take it. Bowie now. Still going, but there'll be a free kick. He'll take it at half back.
Great opportunity there, lost by the Hawks. One that you'd normally expect Jason Dunstall to take out in front of his body. It was a good lead, an excellent pass by Jarman.
Here's Bowie then. Wide, very wide, Low lunging at it. Couldn't rake it in. Taylor, long handball. Anderson, close to the boundary line. Attempted to centre it. Allen. Timely defensive mark. Goes in short. Some danger there. Fisted away from Bowie by Anderson, and will have a throw in.
Some danger. You're being a bit kind, Dennis. It was a very risky kick out of defence.
Well, at quarter time, the Saints led 8-3 to 3 behinds. Ball close to the boundary line once more. It's out of bounds. And they made some history there because Hawthorn weren't held goalless in a quarter all of last year. It happened today in round 4 at Moorabbin. But despite that, they may still win. A free kick going to Hawthorn. Condon at the base of that pack, picking himself up, preparatory to taking a shot at goal.
He's probably within kicking distance too, Condon. Will be kicking from maybe just on the 50 metres or just inside it.
Now, if he kicks a goal here, Hawthorn will lead for the first time today. From 50 metres out, good looking kick just across the face, minor score. (14-14 to 15-12).
4 points in it. Just over 7 minutes remaining.
Peckett back off the ground, Fletcher back on.
Grant marking in the back pocket. The Saints would dearly love a steadier, and the Hawks would dearly love one to take the lead to centre wing. Allen can't mark. Pritchard bundled over the line by Nathan Burke, and another throw. Brereton and Shanahan don't do the ruck work. In fact, Gowes came in behind Harvey over the line. The free kick holding on. Going to Robert Harvey. Hugs the boundary line and finds Stuart Lowe.
Mark number 13 to Stewie Lowe.
To half forward, the St Kilda forays into attack have been rare indeed today, but that one out of bounds on the full will give them a chance.
Yes, from Jason Taylor, who's been playing at centre half back since Chris Mew left the field. Not injured, of course. He was replaced because Stewie Lowe was having so much influence on the match in that first half.
Well, Lockett hasn't seen a lot of the football in this final quarter. As I said, their attacks in this term have been rare, and this time Langford hammers it up defensively over the line, but it is down in their attacking zone. What a finish. 5.5 minutes remaining. The Saints by 4 points. Greg got a hand to it. That was all. Lowe had it, then lost it. Ayres beautifully claimed. Collins tries to run it out. Oh, and he's clever. He goes over the top and a little too far this time. Out of bounds on the full. So again, it will be Harvey who will bring it back into play.
Wrong club. Here's Harvey. Just forward of the wing. Centering kick. Fletcher back on the ground. Let it bounce. Now a problem. Jarman couldn't control it. Vidovic. Should be a whistle.
Fletcher not hard enough at the ball there on that occasion. As you said, Dennis, he let it bounce. And something you can't afford to do. Just sit back and wait for it to happen.
4:45 remaining. And the margin is 4 points the Saints' way. Big pack around the ball. Kick it and Platten in there working hard. Another whistle. The drama continues. Classical game, this one. St Kilda, the underdogs, bouncing out. And Hawthorn reeling them in. Jenke towards the outer side. Gowers is on the wing. Intended for Anderson. Back it comes to Gowers, the birthday boy, from the centre wing down towards half forward. Not a particularly good kick. Brereton's got it. They want him. Dragged off it. Pekin. Away to Burke. The hand pass intended for the boundary line. Pritchard hard against that line. Brilliantly smothered off the boot by Burke, who goes again off the ground.
Superb, Dennis. Superb play by Burke.
Inspirational stuff. Taken by Devonport. Towards half forward. Jenke goes back. He can play on. He should. Jenke across the ground. Trouble for the Saints. Collins. Oh, brilliantly read. Bowie came up sensing the danger. It was all or nothing. He goes short to Lockett. Well, it was 2 against 1. They could have set up the chain reaction down the wing, Hawthorn, but Bowie came to the ball. Collins couldn't hang on, and suddenly it's with Lockett.
Oh, that was terrific by Bowie. You realise the danger there with Andy Collins. Had Collins been able to take that mark, they would have been away and maybe all over for St Kilda.
Well, so often this game can be a game of millimetres, and that's all it was there. If Collins marks that ball, we could be watching Dunstall at the other end. As it is, Lockett has kicked the goal, I fancy. He has.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1992 AFL Premiership season.
Well, Lockett's 6th goal clinched it for the Saints after their 8 goals to nothing first quarter. They hung on to win it narrowly, and the margin 10 points at the end, 16-12 to 14-14. Lockett got 6, Devonport 3, Kickett kicked 2, and for the Hawks, Dunstall 3, Hudson and Gowers kicked 2 goals each. Well, what a terrific win it was for the Saints. And coming up, the game that attracted about 55,000 to Waverley, the match between Collingwood and Essendon after a short break.
The twins come home.
Oh, you want me to take off those girly booties?
It's the only way to tell them apart.
What?
Full House and Dinosaurs, Sunday on 7.
If you're driving, remember this. 1 pot of beer can affect you. 2 pots in the first hour takes you to the brink of the .05 limit. A 3rd pot can tip you over the edge. Rethink your 3rd drink.
In a world of dispute comes a new Accord. The 1992 Honda Accord, with Honda's undisputed quality, leather trim, electric windows and mirrors, advanced 4-wheel steering, 2.2-litre engine, anti-lock braking system. Now a new Accord is on the streets. The limited edition Revista, fully air-conditioned from $29,990 at your Honda dealer now.
Australian Football Video, in conjunction with the Collingwood Football Club, proudly release a tribute to Darren Mullane, featuring exclusive interviews with Coach Lee Matthews, family, friends, and Collingwood teammates. This outstanding video portrays Mullane's magnificent career throughout his 147 games with the most famous of football teams, and is essential viewing for all football fans. A tribute to Darren Mullane, now available from these outlets.
Give me a ticket for an airplane. I ain't got time to all the lonely days are gone. I'm coming home. Well, my baby, throw me the gun. Well, she wrote me a letter.
Because we metabolize alcohol differently to men. Any more than one drink in an hour can tip a woman over the 0.05 limit. So rethink your second drink.
Welcome back to the footy. Well, tomorrow on Sports World between 9 and midday, all the things that are going on in sport with Bruce McAvaney. Bruce preparing the show tonight. Now, Bruce, what about Australia's performance so far in the US Masters to two rounds?
It's been terrific so far, Drew, and what's wonderful for you and I is that two 5'6" gentlemen are leading the Masters at the moment, Ian Woosnam and Craig Parry.
I'm wrapped in that.
Yeah, well, I know I tower over you because I'm 5'8", Drew, but it's just been fantastic. A lot of drama there. Parry said in the opening round he'd been disappointed with his 69. He'd had to make two huge putts to get 69, but he played brilliantly this morning for 66. He's on a par with Woosnam at 135. Ooh. Couples is just one shot behind them, and both Baker Finch and Norman are in with a chance. So we'll have Brett Ogle in tomorrow, who would love to be playing there to talk about the Masters. Oh, that'll be good. Look forward to that. And Shane Dye making the slippery zone. It's incredible, isn't it? To think that one jockey could win the Golden Slipper Stakes on 4 successive occasions. Brent Thompson did a similar thing with the Cox Plate at the end of the 70s. That race in full tomorrow, along with the BMW and the other big races from Rose Hill. I tell you what, one of the sports at Barcelona which is going to be fantastic for Australia is swimming. After those trials last weekend, Don Talbot in tomorrow. Yes, Don's the head Olympic coach. He's had tremendous success. He'll talk to us tomorrow about our chances in Barcelona. We'll put it on him, how many medals can we win, and will Kieran Perkins come home with 2, maybe 3 gold medals. Plus all the footy action, a special guest in tomorrow. There's some magnificent games today, Drew, and we'll be previewing the games tomorrow as well. So a big program starting at 9 o'clock. Hope you can join us, mate. Good on you, Bruce. I'll be watching. And today, Bruce was out at the footy, and what a game they had at Waverley. A crowd of 55,000 out there between Essendon and Collingwood. These two teams, of course, played off in the grand final in 1990, and the fans flocked to Waverley to see it. Let's firstly bring you up to date with what happened in the first 3 quarters.
Play on court. Here's Christian, who's one centre-half back in the first quarter, but now gives it to Buick, though. Buick normally constructed, couldn't quite get it to Danaher. Danaher with a bit of strength. Missed by Madden. The chance from McMullen. A good tackle, though, by Woods, I think it was, in the end, and it's rushed through for a behind. A goal. Back to Chris Danaher to kick it, who can swing and go bang. To full forward. Madden. A great mark. Lines them up, kicks it magnificently. For another one.
The half-forward line, Manson at the back. Can't take the mark. Oh, look at the pace. Paul Williams, the long kick in the full forward. Watson, oh, great kick by Williams and a terrific lead by the youngster. Watson from 40 metres, directly in front. He kicks, it's a high one. It's going to be very close. It's a goal. In the half forward, Paul Williams, kick it, ran past it. Williams sprints clear with pace. Over the top, he'll probably go. No, he won't. Oh, he ran a mile. Into an open goal, he ran 30 metres. Unbelievable for a goal. Long kick. Salmon's got to try and make the ground. Well played, Watson. Brilliant to Christian and McEwen for a goal. Put it down to Watson, though. At the moment, Ross, the players out there or the men officiating. Here's Dacos from the pocket. Well, you'd expect that. Swings it wide. A Paddock here now for Fox. Well, he couldn't take the mark. Oh, geez, played that very badly.
Russell should make him pay from 40 metres with a drop punt. And he does. Christian goes back to Krasiska, sweeps it to Lehman. Lehman from 40 metres, an open goal, left foot puts it through. There's Gaper and Wallace, who have been at it all day. Sometimes when the ball's been there and sometimes when it hasn't. Now Wallace back to Chris Danaher from 50. Left foot, this is a start Essendon would want. It's going to go through. It's a goal.
There's Krasiska roving to Salmon. McEwen over the back is Hamilton. Oh, he's missed it, Hamilton. McEwen an open goal. Another mistake by Essendon.
Ineffective tap away. Dacos from the centre on the left foot. McEwen and Hamilton. Watson to McEwen. Big Ronnie's kick 3. Good kick, wasn't it a beauty to Starcevic? Played every game last season for Collingwood. Kicks his second. Misses Francis, but he can attack from 50 metres. A high drop punt. Ronnie McEwen. Watson round the body. Kicks the goal. Can play, this young fella. Still Lehman, just pace, took Grenvold on. Bangs it back. McEwen run out. Normally does well in that situation. From 20 metres out, right in front.
Well, Collingwood got the break. They led by a goal at quarter time, really kicked away in the second quarter, and led 18-9 to 11 goals 8 at three-quarter time. And at that stage, you'd be thinking, well, how far the Magpies? But there was plenty of football left in it in the last quarter at Waverley today. So we pick up the action. There's 21 minutes remaining. Essendon have added a point, and we rejoin the commentators. Bruce McAvaney and Peter McKenna, joined in commentary box by Ross Glendinning.
Forward pocket, Essendon doing the attacking, but unable to score. Official attendance, 54,984. Greg Anderson, under pressure with the left foot. Take your pick, Collingwood. Well, they had 3 chances. And Krasiska with a hip and shoulder on Terry Danaher.
They just got away with that.
7-goal margin. Terry Danaher with his 2 goals today. Salmon over the top. Grenvold held on too long and still out of play.
Be interesting to see what Kevin Sheedy does now. Dacos going down to a forward pocket with that cramp. Kicker will follow him. Now, if he wants Kicker to stay in the play, he's going to bring him up and make a change very quickly. Otherwise, he's losing his best playmaker.
Dead right. He's easily Essendon's best player at the moment, Kicker, and he's now in the back pocket, so we'll have to move him. Gary Pert to the centre of the ground. McMullen dropped the mark. It was a difficult one, though. Chris Danaher receives from Buick. Back to Buick, who looks as though he's hurt himself. Goes to ground. Socket off the ground at the centre. Starcevic has been too quick and too good. Gets in a quick hand pass, taken by Thompson. Anderson caught. Shrugs the tackle. Back it came to Flood. Now on to Madden. Mark drop. Wanganeen hasn't looked fit. Oh, brilliant play by Wanganeen. Was it out? Yes, it was. So there'll be a throw-in.
Oh, risk it. With the Essendon runner's been out there, he's already been down to kick it. They're about to instrument some changes. See what happens.
8 kicks, 4 handballs for Gavin Wanganeen. But as Peter McKenna said, not fully fit. Well, there's Dacos and Kickett still in the forward pocket for Collingwood. Surely Kickett's got to get into the play. He's been the big winner in the second half for Essendon. Here's Bomber Thompson, has been reasonable today. He's kicked the centre half forward long, and Richardson. Flood's got to attack it hard. He does, did well. Snaps for goal, kicks it through. 12-9, 18-9. Flood kicks his first goal.
Yes, he's been very, very quiet. He's found the pace and mobility of Christian, I should say, far too good. This occasion, though, with Richardson spoiling back towards play rather than out to the outer side, gave Flood the opportunity to mop up, and he did that well.
Much better play by the Essendon forward line then. Only 6 goals the difference now, still 18 minutes, so, you know, 3 quick ones, you never know what could happen. Although the task ahead of Essendon here, certainly Collingwood have been much the better side. Here's McMullen trying to force them forward, he does. Krasiska raced at it, punched it away. Lehman, Scott Russell put his teammate under pressure, that was Williams, he's lost it in the tackle. Goes in to get it again. Danaher, now McMullen, he can kick it long. Terry Danaher versus Gaffer. Gaffer the spoiling tactics. Wanganeen goes to ground. Here's a chance for a goal. Terry Danaher kicks a goal, but they trail by
5. Throughout our history, Australians have realised the secret to survival is in looking after our own. And for 175 years, we have too.
Where do millions of jets, helicopters, planes, trains and trucks go when they're low on fuel? The same place you do. BP. BP on the move.
Presenting the Wheels Magazine Car of the Year, the new Nissan Pulsar with 25% more power than Laser, 10% better economy than Corolla, and technology you won't see in Honda Civic, like remote control alarm and optional ABS brakes, making the zippy new Pulsar Australia's best small car.
It's a Nissan, that's my car. It's Brash's Superstore's one-day hi-fi sale. It's on tomorrow. Grab a CD player for just $138. iWa Mini Hi-Fi with CD has been sacrificed and heaps of hi-fi components have been slashed to clear. The one-day hi-fi sale, where the answer is Brash's Superstores.
All Spotlight Metro stores are open this Sunday. Plus, take a great big 15% off everything, including sale items. Dress fabrics, Manchester, curtain fabrics and haberdashery. This Sunday only, 15% off everything, including sale items at Spotlight.
For around $180, you can get a pair of top-quality sports shoes with all the trimmings. And at that price, you'll certainly be paying for a lot of trimmings. A pair of Slazenger Reflex will cost you about half that. So if you're paying more than $90 for your sports shoes, you might say you're being ripped off. Slazenger Sports Shoes. Exorbitant quality, not price.
Agatha Christie's favourite suspense story
Somebody got away with murder.
becomes Donald Sutherland's moment of truth. Ordeal by Innocence, 8:30 Monday. A show with muscle. When they grow and Mimo come face to face.
What are you, an idiot?
Will Craig McDermott ball out the dipper?
What are you laughing about?
Hey Dads, Rachel Beck and the effervescent Georgie Parker join in the fun.
What is this?
Suzanne presents the main event, 6:30 Sunday.
18-13, Terry Danaher with 3 goals. Madden goes early. O'Donnell to half forward. Long gets a good bounce. Greenbold, he's got to kick this. Drop punt, go, through. They're back in it. 14-9, 18-9. And suddenly, this game has come alive again.
Yes, and you wonder whether the move of Wallace off the ground has made some difference here. There's certainly been a lift out of the centre very quickly. Long, but Greenbold has had a very quiet day. Just 4 kicks, 5 handballs. That's his best possession so far.
All of a sudden, we have a contest. The Bomber supporters finding voice. 4 goals the margin. Can they get it out the centre again? Tons of time, just under 18 minutes. There's the big punch away. Mark Thompson, the quick kick. Michael Long, is that a free kick?
Oh.
Umpire said no. Christian taps it on. The race is on for the ball. Chris Danaher. Now Manson. He can't pick it up. He kicks it straight to Gary O'Donnell. Greg Anderson. Wide. David Flood. Flood. No mark. Gaffer shuffles it on. Oh, the Collingwood players under pressure now. Richardson to the half-back line, and this game has really gained in tempo all of a sudden.
How could there possibly not be a free kick to Michael Long there?
Madden's given Essendon a lift here. That tackle Rossi put on 5 minutes ago was inspirational.
Terrific.
Now Spawn from 50 metres. Salmon and Pert and are behind. 14, 10, 18, 9. Spawn's had 13 and 5, so he hasn't been too bad. Williams beat him in the duel early. Went back to the defence, and now he's in the forward line. And with Dacos injured and in the pocket, they've lost something here, Collingwood. Oh, good mark. Under pressure.
Free kick or mark, take your pick.
Krasiska.
Won't hurt to slow it down a bit.
From half-back. Been useful today. One of the link players about to go short for Starcevic. Harvey against him. Now Harvey. Lehman tries to put the tackle on him. Long in the front spot. Lays it off for Wanganeen. Tackle by Rowe at the back. Now Grenvold tries to pave it out. Rowe stops it. Still stops it. They look for a free kick and they get it for Thompson. Against Rowe. Salmon in the goal square. Thompson shorter. Here's a chance. Madden in kicking distance.
Well, his 2 goals in that first quarter were good ones. This is going to be such a vital one.
Can the champion kick the goal? 50 metres out where he'll kick it from. Drop punt. It's close. Pert did well. It's been held also by Salmon. And well played, Gary Pert. And maybe in the end, Paul Salmon should have tried to take it himself.
Certainly could have. In fact, you're right, Bruce, he was holding on to Pert's jumper.
Forward pocket. All of a sudden, Essendon can sense there's some sort of chance when they were way out of it. Socket up the ground by Manson. And it rolls over the line. We have 15 minutes and 12 seconds of play left in the game. Tons of time. But the Magpies stopping Essendon coming home. Matt taps it down. Grenvold. Hand pass to O'Donnell. He's on his left foot. O'Donnell the short pass. Buick. Open goal coming up. Darren Buick bang, slams it through for a great goal. Buick has kicked 4. The Essendon supporters screaming with delight. 15-10 plays 18-9.
The days are grey, the nights are long, so turn it on, oh turn it on, show me what you've got, turn it on, 'cause when you're hot, you're hot.
Footy is back, and to celebrate the 1992 AFL season, we're giving away 4 frees. Free full-colour footy stickers. There are 4 more to go, and you'll find them this Sunday. Free footy stickers. It all makes sense in the Sunday age.
All Spotlight Metro stores are open this Sunday. Plus, take a great big 15% off everything, including sale items. Dress fabrics, Manchester, curtain fabrics and haberdashery. This Sunday only, 15% off everything, including sale items at Spotlight.
There's not a thing in the house.
No worries. There's a Caltex up the road.
So?
Everybody needs somebody.
So, what do we want?
How about a new car?
Play Pick a Pup with Coke and Caltex. Buy a Coke and scratch your ticket for the chance to win a Ford Festiva, a holiday, a video camera, or thousands of instant prizes.
With you.
Scratch to win with Coke and Caltex.
When Paul asked Jack if he could marry Rachel, we started saving for the wedding. With an ANZ high-performance passbook, you can watch your money grow. It's available at call, interest calculated daily, credited quarterly, and the more you save, the higher the interest rate. So we bought them a little present with the interest.
For a Melbourne viewpoint. A complete 30-minute bulletin. Not just any news. Jennifer Kite and 7 nightly news.
Julia can't accept Meg's gone.
Just don't tell me how to remember my daughter, because in 20 years' time, when you've completely forgotten about Meg, I'll still be mourning her.
Home and away, Monday.
And what appeared to be all over Red Rover is certainly a contest now. Madden in the centre again. O'Donnell is tackled by Morwood. Chris Danaher might have been a bit lucky in the end.
Very lucky. Well, they penalised Rowe the other side. That's a very similar one.
Very lucky. He was hanging onto that ball.
Well, next goal so important here. Collingwood just needs it to steady it and make it a good thing. If Essendon get it, it's anyone's game. Here's Lehman from the centre square. It's the first time Collingwood's been in attack for ages. It should be repelled though. McMullen on his left foot. Long's outnumbered. Good mark. Graham Wright has come back from nowhere.
He might have bruised the other buttock. He's all right.
So Wright with Tony Francis also injured. You can see here he's hobbling. So Collingwood, the walking wounded a little at the moment. Towards McEwen as he pushed. Rowe off the ground. Harvey. And suddenly it's Collingwood that are looking a little sluggish and slow. Well, Wright took it off Buick though and quickly plays on. Manson in the front spot. Kickett still in the back pocket, which is extraordinary when you think about it. There's Morwood, Rowe. Collingwood needs a goal here. Manson, Dacos, sandwiched. Oh, chance now, left foot. Misses Watson behind. Well, Ross, can you believe that Kickett's still standing down there getting cold?
Well, I know the other thing that Kevin Sheedy will be worried about, Bruce, if the ball does come down quickly in a tight situation, he'd want a skillful player on Dacos, so he's got to rob Peter to pay Paul in some respects, but I'd still take the punt, move him up the ground.
Derek Kickett has found Darren Buick. Buick looking for an option. He should kick long. Now he's got a loose man, bad checking Collingwood. Bomber Thompson, will he have a bounce? No, he brings it in short. Terry Danaher trying to trap it. Oh, too slow to get rid of it, Terry. Collingwood players lying over the ball and it's brought into the pack. There'll be a bounce. Centre of the ground. What a game now.
I'd definitely move, sorry Pete, I'd definitely move Kickett now because Dacos is in a spot of bother.
Well, plenty happening off the ball too with this bounce. Madden goes early. Spawn looks for a free kick. Didn't get it. Was a bit unlucky. Russell's kicked the half forward. Watson, well played. Kept his feet very well against Fox. Well, Kickett should take it. He does. Plays on. Swings it wide to Danaher. Swings it to Harvey. He's got to take a chance and run with it. Buick's running into the centre on his own. Spawn's the target. Has it got the legs? It has. Spawn takes the mark at centre wing. Buick short. Wright tries to hold Spawn up. He should handball. Doesn't. Goes long. Salmon, front spot. No crumbers for Essendon. Taken by Richardson. Buick's going to have to chase hard. Wright with him. Buick goes for it. Wright goes to ground. Spawn will be there if he wants him. Buick goes to Chris Danaher. Hits him lace out. And Danaher from the centre square goes across.
He's got a loose man in Ian McMullen. McMullen the long kick. Wallace at the back. Oh, Dean Wallace not in the contest is taking the mark Gafer.
Can you believe Kevin Sheedy's taken Terry Danaher off and put Dean Wallace on?
Unbelievable. Danaher kicked 3 goals, a couple in this term. Wallace back on the ground unless he's injured. That's the only thing.
The way he looked at the coach's box, he's not injured, I can tell you.
Well, if he has been taken off the ground, that is the worst decision you'd ever see. Oh, Kickett sensational. Spawn. What a game now. Salmon. He's got McMullen. He's got Buick. He goes for Buick. Buick, Wanganeen should kick it. He held onto it far too long. Renvold from 40 metres. Straightens up and he has missed. Oh, mistakes being made.
It's a great effort there by Tony Francis to chase Wanganeen and bring him down. Great effort. He's hobbling, but he made the effort for his team. They could save the game.
15, 11, 18, 10, Wanganeen cramped.
And still Sheedy persists with kick it down the back line. Dacos can't move.
Pert short to Lehman. Collingwood is hanging on. And Essendon is challenging strongly. Lehman to centre wing. Morwood and Thompson. Thompson at the back. Missed by Chris Danaher. Russell's kicked to centre wing again. Here's Watson and Fox. Manson. Oh, gee, Fox and hard. Well played, Manson. He's awkward. Spawn versus Morwood. Free kick going to
Anthony Danaher or
against
Spawn?
McEwen. Anthony Danaher. Kickett's looking for the centre half back. Danaher takes his opponent on and McEwen goes short to Chris Danaher, who's played pretty well. Greg Anderson on the run. Left foot to centre half forward. Wallace. Ben Hell. A chance. Buick running for him. So's Madden. Wallace's kick for Buick. He'll take it. Great mark. A beauty by Buick.
Yes, it was a very good mark. He had the taller player, Chrisissa, coming back onto him, almost shooting the ball off his face, but he did that very well.
He's kicked 4 goals, Buick.
It had to be a good kick, and it was. Hit him on the chin, might have saved him.
He's usually an outstanding kick. This to bring Essendon within 2 goals. Drop punt by Buick's a beauty. 5 for Buick. 16, 11 to 18, 10 in a thriller at the park.
This is a laser, and this is a Lancer. Now, some people appear a little confused, but it's really very easy to tell them apart. The Mitsubishi Lancer is fully imported. It has superior fuel economy. It has more front head and leg room. And yet, the Lancer actually costs less. So there's laser, and here's Lancer. We'd hate you to make a costly mistake.
SIO's House and Contents Insurance Package has special low rates for retired people. Call for your free copy of SIO's Buying Guide. SIO. Insurance as it should be.
If your face was square, shaving would be simple. But your face has curves. Introducing the revolutionary Schick FX, the only twin-blade razor that flexes to follow the curves of your face. Schick FX. We're changing the face of shaving.
This Easter, the Queen Victoria Market is open for trading. We are open on Thursday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sunday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And Tuesday from 6 a.m. until 2. The Queen Victoria Market for the best Easter times.
Boating, like fishing, should be all about having a good time. But for 16 people last year in Victoria, it was also their last time. And that's appalling. Don't leave your common sense on the jetty. Know your safety regulations and how to get at your safety gear. Respect the limitations of your boat and stay with your boat if you get into trouble. This year, don't turn a good time into your last time.
Whoa! Whoa, are you okay? Sure. Just thought I'd drop in. Would you like a drink? Oh, you bet.
I know. Let's have some fun. Let's nibble Nobby's nuts.
Conflict and crisis.
I don't want you messing in my life anymore.
With a tragic result.
Oh, no, son.
A country practice, Monday on 7.
Lee Matthews wouldn't be a happy man. Graham Wright, smothered by Thompson. Gary O'Donnell's been excellent. McMullen around the corner. He's got a man. Buick, has he lifted? Buick, loose men everywhere. Kieran Spawn. Get onto the right foot, he does, and he goes short. Wanganeen is marked at 60 metres. Magpies under enormous pressure. Gavin Wanganeen, there's no one back in the square. He's going short. Long. Michael Long has marked 30 metres from goal. Don't tell me this is going to be one of the great comebacks of all time. The Essendon supporters jubilant.
Well, you talk about cricket being a funny game and how quickly that can change. Footy these days changes very, very quickly. Collingwood look home and hosed.
Michael Long, a pressure kick. A real pressure kick. 40 metres from goal. Michael Long kicks and he has missed. A bad miss. 8 minutes, just over 8 minutes of play left. There's Kevin Sheedy. And the scoreboard shows 10 points the margin. The Magpies still in the box seat.
Pert to himself. Handballs to Starcevic. Should kick it across to Krasiska, and he does.
Yeah, good play.
Like a game of chess, that pun for Collingwood. To Williams, who's been quiet since half-time. Christian works for him. Short. Fox holds him up. Watson's loose. Collingwood with some loose men. Into the centre. The mark to McGuan. And 50 metres against Flood. And this could be damaging. It could be the blow that sees Collingwood home, because McGuan will come right up to within 30 metres of the goal.
Yeah, see this again. Flood. Very late. You see a lot of that. So you wonder whether 50 metres really is required in that situation.
So McGuan from, well, about 40 metres in the end. And Collingwood need this. You'd fancy they would win if he kicks this with 7.5 minutes remaining. They lead by 10 points. They've managed just 1 point in this final term, whilst Essendon has kicked 5 goals for. McGuan from 40 metres, drop punt, good kick, goal. 19-10 to 16-12, McGuan with his first.
Yeah, so he had a late start in 91 with some groin injuries and what have you, but he's certainly been effective. See this infringement once again. It is late, and that's where this 50-metre penalty is so severe. 15 metres or something of that nature is perhaps more effective.
Back to the centre. That might stop the run on. Fox. Flood again caught behind. Renville looking for someone to give it to. He's found Simon Matt, the chip pass. In towards half forward. Courage shown there by Graham Wright. Buick with pace. Oh, he put the pressure on. Good play, Buick. Gary O'Donnell's got Michael Long on his own, and he's found him. Long will play on. Sprints clear. Oh, Wegmanine's fallen over. Now he's got it, the youngster. Kicks a goal and is missed.
I'll tell you what, Petty recovered so very well then as he went down. He still scooped the ball in very cleverly. 3 points
to Wanganeen in unison. Ross, great minds.
We've been waiting for that one.
Think alike. But Essendon still with a chance. They're still playing better than Collingwood, and that gives them a chance. Pert with his experience. Christian his target, and David Flood 5 metres behind him. He's been one of the best today, Christian.
You really should never be able to kick out from fullback like that and have an option so easy.
Shane Maud's his target. Bomber Thompson at the back. Oh, good mark, Maud in the front.
It's a critical mark, that is.
See what Collingwood's doing here. They're playing possession football, slowing it up, pinpoint accuracy. Morwood looks for Manson. Harvey went early. Fox to get back on it. Francis to put the pressure on, and he does effectively. And Fox was pressurised into a poor handball. And without pointing the finger at specific players, there are about 3 Essendon players today that just haven't been up to it and have made a difference.
You're dead right, Bruce. Man at the back, taps it down. Mark Harvey. They've got to bring it back, Essendon, towards the centre. Not out round the boundary line. They've got to take the punt. Bring it to the centre at all occasions. 5 minutes of play left. Very difficult now. They have to score one very quick. Terry Danaher on the bench is unbelievable. He livened up that forward line. Dean Wallace had a disastrous day. The three-quarters has been brought back to the forward pocket. Well, we're not the coach, but why would you do it?
What about Derek Kickett still sitting back there? You're trailing by 15 points and he's nowhere near the footy.
Well, here's Danaher. Gary O'Donnell's gone wide. Kieran Spawn. Oh, he's trying to beat too many. Should have kicked the ball, Kieran Spawn, at this time. Oh, well done, Wanganeen. Strong bump. Long kick. Oh, it bounces. Perk, Salmon, dodges. Should give it across to Michael Long. He does. Goal to the Bombers. Essendon still fighting. Can they get up? 17-13 plays 19-10.
There's a Gavin Wanganeen, a strong bump there on Starsvich to get the footy. And this bad bounce, they've gone mainly Collingwood's way today. With luck featuring, or favouring, I should say, Essendon on this occasion, and Salmon unselfishly the long. And a good finish up.
(17-13, 19-10). Essendon still with a chance. No free kick to Collingwood. Yes, it is. Had to be. Lehman in the centre. 4 minutes remaining. It's really been a superior game. To Starcevic, who's been terrific. To half forward. Morwood and Thompson. Free kick to Thompson.
Hanging on.
23 kicks Thompson's had. Surprising. O'Donnell's been very good. Oh, swings it wide. A good bounce needed. Harvey goes to ground. May have injured himself. Francis, good tackle on Russell, though. And O'Donnell didn't have the footy. Russell over the top. Now Francis, caught by McMullen. What a contest that was for half a minute or so.
And what a critical slip by Mark Harvey, too. The ball didn't sit up for him. I appreciate that. What a time to slip again.
Thought he might have hurt himself when he went to
ground. He looked a bit that way, didn't he?
I think he's okay. Essendon needs something clean from this. Chris Danaher couldn't take it. Buick can't take it. Russell, free kick to Essendon, to O'Donnell. Now they've got to move for him. Swings it to Harvey. Cramped up in the end with his kick to centre half forward. Starcevic, long, well played. Spawn, caught, couldn't get away. Grenvold, Spawn, should kick it to Wanganeen. Wanganeen, a great mark. Long's running for him. And Salmon, what will Wanganeen do? Will he go for the goal?
He should just get it up there as quick as he can, Bruce. Set it up there.
Could kick it, you know. Could kick this for sure. Doesn't. Kicks it badly. And wastes the chance.
Can you tell me one thing? When he kicked that ball in, Essendon had one player in the goal square. The ball dropped short. There's no one there but Salmon. It's unbelievable, the lack of thinking on some of the players at a vital time. There's Wanganeen off the ground. Oh, just bounced before the line. Now, time clock. 2 minutes and 12 seconds of play left in this match. Essendon would have to get a quick goal from this forward thrust. Salmon at the back, tries to grab it out. Spawn trying to get it on to... Ooh, the umpire blew the whistle very quickly and the ball was clear. But still, it's not easy to see where the ball was. I suppose the players at their back. Now, Salmon again. Oh, is that a free kick? I think... Oh, don't tell me. I cannot believe... Did you see that, Russ?
Yes, I saw that.
Was there a free kick there?
Yeah, there was.
Who against?
Salmon.
Well, I tell you what, I couldn't see it.
Starcevic, the halfback. Harvey at the back. Off one leg. Salmon under the footy. 3 Collingwood players trying to raffle. Grenvold couldn't get clear. Tries to break a tackle. Is caught. Play on call. Still Starcevic to Rowe. To Krasiska. Collingwood is hanging on. Good kick, Krasiska. Missed by Williams. A little over anxious. Well played though. Brilliantly done to Christian. We're inside a minute. And surely now Collingwood will hang on. Francis, left foot. Kick it versus Dacos. Oh, well played, Kickett. He's been magnificent. Harvey, O'Donnell spawns the pass. Now, will it sit? It doesn't. He's caught, and once again, Essendon make a mess of what looked a good opportunity. McGuan swings it wide to Richardson, who goes at the boundary line, and Collingwood is going to win a thriller.
There's a good handball there by Wright to the boys, but an equally clever tap and spoiled by Kickett to the advantage of his teammate at the other end of the ground.
Madden, Morwood over the top. Lehman to half forward, Derek Kickett to Harvey. Less than 10 seconds remaining. Wallace couldn't take it. And that's it. Thrilling game. Collingwood hanging on by the skin of its teeth. 17-13 Essendon, brave in defeat. Collingwood 19-10. Young Watson with his 5 goals was a big one. Derek Kickett played a magnificent second half. Paul Salmon had a controversial free kick given against him at the end. And Gaffer shut out Wallace throughout the game. So Collingwood wins for Waverley Park, 124 to 115.
Well, it was a thriller, just 9 points in it at the end. Watson kicked 5, McEwen 4, Starcevic kicked 3. For the Bombers, Buick kicked 5, and Terry Danaher, despite long periods on the bench, kicked 3 goals. To the results of the other games now, and at Princes Park, Fitzroy defeated Adelaide, and Osborne kicked 5 goals, Broderick kicked 3 for Adelaide, Brown kicked 4, and Hodges kicked 3. The margin there, 33 points. And at the MCG, Richmond broke the ice with a big 50-point victory over a disappointing Melbourne, 17-17, 119 to 9 goals, 15, 69. And for Richmond, Waitman and Hogg and Jackson all kicked 3 goals. And for the Demons, Sullivan kicked 3 and Jakovic kicked 2.
Time now to check the CUB AFL 1992 Premiership Season League ladder.
And the ladder looks like this, with the old foe Collingwood and Carlton on top, unbeaten, and it makes the ladder look pretty good, doesn't it? And making up the 6, Fitzroy, Footscray, West Coast and Hawthorn, and we go right down to Essendon, disappointing today, even though they came back, and they're on the bottom in 15th place. After the break, we'll be talking to Scott Palmer with all the latest news from the dressing rooms.
At Westpac, we understand that when it comes to looking after your own, there's no place like home. And to make buying your home easier, we're offering you a special low interest rate of just 9.25% per annum, together with one low bank establishment fee of $250. This is a limited offer, so talk to your Westpac manager today, because we want you to be as comfortable with your home loan as you are with your new home.
At Mitre 10, we're getting behind Australian industry by offering you the best value Australian-made products.
We make Bradford bats here in Australia.
At Mitre 10, our 2.5 bats are just $21 a pack.
We're the guys who make Dulux paint.
At Mitre 10, Dulux Wash and Wear Low Sheen is just $39.95, save $3.
We make these sealants right here in Australia.
At Mitre 10, Dow Corning silicone sealants are just $4.95, save $2.55. Let's get this country going with top Aussie buys from Mitre 10.
Footy is back, and to celebrate the 1992 AFL season, we're giving away 4 frees. Free full-colour footy stickers. There are 4 more to go, and you'll find them this Sunday. Free footy stickers. It all makes sense in the Sunday age.
All Spotlight Metro stores are open this Sunday. Plus, take a great big 15% off everything, including sale items. Dress fabrics, Manchester, curtain fabrics and haberdashery. This Sunday only, 15% off everything, including sale items at Spotlight. Australian Football Video, in conjunction with the Collingwood Football Club, proudly release a tribute to Darren Mullane, featuring exclusive interviews with Coach Lee Matthews, family, friends and Collingwood teammates. This outstanding video portrays Mullane's magnificent career throughout his 147 games with the most famous of football teams, and is essential viewing for all football fans. A tribute to Darren Mullane, now available from these outlets.
You idiots, you wouldn't know. Premiership player, and not a kick in any of them.
Gentlemen, at least we all concur on the inimitable comfort provided to us lads of larger than medium magnitude by this magnificent suite, the lounge. from the extensive range at the famous Furniture Bazaar?
I think he's trying to say that these famous furniture couches are even big enough to accommodate your amply proportioned buttocks.
Even enough room for you to entertain the Swanettes, Sam.
Forget Top Gun the movie. This is the real thing.
Dogfight at 30,000 feet.
Kill that bandit. You're dead.
Beyond 2000, Tuesday on 7. How do Renee and Madame Edith escape death by firing squad? And will Matthew win the fight over a girl? Aloha and Home to Roost, next on 7.
Welcome back to the footy. Well, Scott Palmer joins us now. And, Scotty, I reckon Collingwood were pretty lucky to get out of that one. They stopped to a walk at the end.
Yes, but they've paid a huge price for it, Drew. Their injury list is incredible tonight. Woods an ankle, Kerris a hamstring, Dacos burst blood vessel, Francis an ankle, McGuan an eye, Morwood a thigh, Wright bruised buttocks, and Russell very, very sick. Lee Matthews said he's never known a game where he's been so strapped for players.
And Sheedy, well, he'd get some heart out of that, wouldn't he?
Well, bottom of the ladder, he doesn't get too much out of it. He said it's unusual that Essendon can't play 4 quarters. They've only played 120 minutes against Footscray, the only time this year. Not too happy with anyone out there, including his big men. He said they can improve too, but bottom of the ladder, the Bombers.
Great win for the Saints over the Hawks.
Yes, they're down there at Moorabbin tonight, Drew, with the Gruyere cheese and the Chardonnay at a cheese and wine night. And Danny Frawling probably telling the story about how Jason Dunstall walked up to him in the first quarter when the avalanche was taking place and said, "Are you blokes on pep pills or something?"
I hope Ron Barassi didn't catch him smiling.
I hope not too. But Kenny Sheldon said, "We're learning from the big games. We're gaining the experience we need to win these close ones against the top sides." And he said the commitment was fantastic today. There were no reports, although there was a bit of anxiety early in the match when Dermy and the emergency umpire had a few words.
And the Moorabbin supporters marched on the town hall this morning.
There were 350 of them down at Moorabbin Town Hall, and they've declared that they'll stand candidates against the councillors if Moorabbin move to Waverley. So it's going to be hot stuff down there in the months ahead. Apparently a big sign went up after the win today, "Welcome to Moorabbin, home of the Saints." So let's hope that it's all sort of peaceful down there at Moorabbin.
Yeah, and Fitzroy had a win, but they paid a price as well.
Well, Gavin Exel, he's in the eye and ear hospital tonight. He got a finger in the eye, severe bleeding behind the eye tonight. Robert Shaw said he'll miss next week. It's unfortunate for Exel playing his first game for the Lions. He kicked a nice goal and he's in hospital. But Alistair Lynch has got a bruised heel as well, and Matthew Dundas has got severe kidney bruising. But Robert Shaw said it's a sign of a good side when you can get thrashed one week like they did in Brisbane and come back and win today. And he said if we won in Brisbane, we'd be top of the ladder, Fitzroy.
What did Graham Corns have to say? Actually, it was the Crows' first loss at Princes Park.
It was. They've been playing there. They won there last year. They beat Melbourne there last week, but they lost today. He said he felt uneasy about this match. Something told him that things weren't going right. Although he praised a lot of his players for sort of putting in all day. Ingerson, of course, had an ankle and Renner another shoulder. They were a bit light on injuries as well. But he's very disappointed, Cornsey.
Now, quickly, Scotty, on the last game, big win by the Tigers at the MCG.
But John Northey said, you could say I'm embarrassed. He said, some of the things we did today make me so. And he said, if we continue to play like that, we'll have to make drastic changes. But Northey disclosed about something about Jim Steins. He said he's lacking mobility because he's got a back injury and he'll have to see the medical staff at Melbourne next week. Of course, Alan Jeans, jubilant, but he didn't say much. He said, very, very satisfying.
Thank you, boys. Well done. And we look forward to the paper tomorrow, Scotty.
Good. Thanks, Drew.
And also, coming up tomorrow on 7 Sport, we have a big double-header tomorrow. Sydney and Footscray at 1 o'clock at the SCG. And then we'll be going over to Perth for the big one between the West Coast Eagles and Geelong. Hope you enjoyed AFL Today tonight. Good night.
This has been another 7 Sport production, the network of the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. Football 92, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP Australia, CUB, Westpac, SIO and Vulcan.
As my Dishlex washes everything in 12.5 minutes, I've got plenty of time to catch up with all the latest news. Better still, it's so quiet. I never miss a beat. That's why it's called Dishlex.
The air is one of the few things in life which is still free. And that's something Subaru sees no reason to change. Subaru Liberty, with air conditioning fitted standard. From around $24,000, nothing else stacks up.
One taste, and you're hooked.
I can't stop this feeling.
that you're in love with me.
Holers, bowlers, out they go at Dimmies and Forges Autumn Stock Sacrifice. Men's, ladies and children's fully lined parachute tracksuits from just $24.99. Only $1.99 for sports socks, men's hipster briefs, Bonds athletic singlets and ladies' no knickers. Designer label plain dyed sheets with tailored hem from $9.99. Also $9.99. Boys heavyweight 100% cotton tracksuits. 69 cents Colotex hosiery. $5.99 hickory bras. Just $9.99 for Bonds baby coveralls and pyjamas. At Forges of Footscray and Dimmies, Richmond, Ringwood and Geelong.
Oh Lord, I've been wondering how I let you down. Oh Lord, I've been wondering how I let you down. Well, I thought I could do everything my own way. Thought that I'd be good enough to make it someday. Been away a long time, just like a prodigal son. Whoa.
Be out of bounds. In fact, it is out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. 10-8 to 10-14. Came from Clark. His opponent kicked the last goal, Fraser Brown. Gleeson gets front pot. He doesn't get the kick. It goes to Bain. That's a badly directed one. Cavidan playing a kick behind the play. Takes the hand pass. He'd do his stats well as he gets it back from Hawthorn. Up to Sexton. Sexton at midfield. Shackey applies a tackle, albeit a little bit too high. The umpire did call play on. Gastev. Elvin got one from behind. Campbell, the wounded warrior. Hutton up the ground. Long kick. Won't be a score. Blues defence has done a magnificent job after half-time, restricting the Bears to 3 goals. They lead by 6 points. Gee, that's just about deliberate.
Well, that is deliberate. You cannot pick up the ball and just walk across the line with it.
Very grey area of football, and sure the umpires like to put their whistles away in such a tight game in the last 10 minutes.
Shouldn't happen. Cavidan and Merritt. Socket off the ground, and it beats Brown and Clark over the boundary line. About 55 metres out from the Bears' goal. I think it might as well be 55 miles because they don't seem to be likely to get a score on the board. Merritt up high from behind. Hawthorn. Kernahan.
They're too big now. As the players get weary, they don't get shorter.
It's true.
They can't grow. They can't jump over these tall players.
Elvin, I tell you what, he's played a magnificent game.
I think all players must be congratulated. This has been a tremendous game, Peter, hasn't it? Players have thrown themselves in.
Full marks to Carlton because they were down and they've fought back hard, haven't they?
Well, I'm sure John Elliott will be pleased. He was talking about the emotion of football. He used that F word a lot on the way up, didn't he?
You've been watching fast forward too much. Kernahan.
Foster's, that is.
You better explain that, yes.
And Steve Kernahan almost with a wry smile. There, he's kicked 4 goals so far. 3 of them have come after half-time. 47 goals last year.
Here's his statistics: 17 kicks. Excellent performance, particularly after half-time. This player has turned this game around almost single-handedly for Carlton.
Champion had the better of him well in the first quarter. In fact, I could say in the first half.
Has a chance almost to seal it.
50, right on. Kicks it goal, looks good, crowd likes it, full points.
Phillips believe an image should be as close to reality as possible. With a range of natural colour large screen televisions, that image can come to life. With FSQ Black Invertube and colour transient improvements, Philips large screen televisions now breathe life into everything you see.
Phillips. Take a closer look.
Carlton by 12 points. And they've been full of running. They've got finishing much fresher and they look fitter. Adrian Gleeson in towards goal. Silvani doing the shepherding and it bounces through another one to the Blues. And I think that's shut the gate.
Well, I think the player that has to be congratulated is Craig Bradley. Greg Williams, I'm sure, will be particularly pleased with the way Carlton have fought back here, but the man who's taken his spot in the middle, Craig Bradley, has set Carlton alight on many occasions out of the centre. There isn't a player that works harder on his game at fitness, and this is where it pays off. In the tight situations, he's whipped it out to Gleeson. He's on-ball combatant and is responsible for that goal.
And also Caviden's getting a lot of vital hit-outs of that centre bounce, isn't he?
So back into the centre, 68 to 86. Carlton tearing away. Arsiri couldn't get clear. He'd certainly get the award for courage tonight. And the Bears valiantly trying to work the ball forward. Clark with a hurried hand pass. Bain. Hanna up in front. Hutton and Curran are there for the Bears. None can come out with it. Scooped out the back. Owen has the ball, but the umpire's blown the whistle. Might be 50 metres because it's a Carlton free kick.
He would have known that was undisciplined play, and it really does make you wonder.
I dare say Robert Walls would think about dragging a player for that, but of course he can't because he'd be one short with Hamilton and Leslie in the dressing room.
Well, the Bears last year had a history of a couple of close seconds. I think it was round 11 that they won their first game, and there's that man, John Elliott. I'm sure he'll be rushing over to that can of Cascade and opening it in stock Cascade.
Where's Lofts in front of him?
Yes, you'll be off the voting list. Kernahan up from behind. Tremendous last half by him. Onto Arsiri. Gets collected by Hutton. Sexton, long kick. It'll be a score. It's coming around. It'll be a goal.
Are you still opening your garage door the old way? Give yourself that B&D special touch and add a B&D controller door to your door. No matter what type of garage door you have, whether it be a tilting type door, a rolling type door, or a sectional overhead door. All B&D controller door openers are Australian made and produced to the highest standards. So give your family that B&D special touch. Contact B&D Direct or your local B&D dealer.
Well, the Blues finishing full of running. A great performance by them because they did look down and out at one stage, but we got told they picked a team of goers, and that's what's showing. Arsiri to the half-forward line, kicked off the ground by Gastev. A bit of holding going on down there in defence, and that was tapped to the line by Noonan, or is it Shaki down there? The two look-alikes. In fact, it was Shaki. Right down in that last line of defence. He's dropped a few easy marks tonight, Lawrence Shaki, at vital times.
Yes.
The ball in that forward pocket. Carlton will breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, that's nearly holding the ball against Champion. And eventually the ball rolls over the line. But they'll breathe a sigh of relief to come up here under hot and humid conditions and get away with this game when they look down and out.
Yes, well, the Bears had their preparation interrupted by that cyclone. A lot of water around in the middle of the week, but they're the ones that have run out of legs.
Yes, good effort by Carlton, though. 27 points down at half-time as Hutton. He'll be an asset at full forward, though. But when you lose a player like Martin Leslie, very hard to replace. And, of course, Hamilton was a great loss as well. Neither could come back onto the ground. Bond gets collared.
Yes, it'll be Heartbreak Hotel in the Bears' rooms after this game. Very difficult to climb back up off the deck, but they've got a game next week that they must come out full of running again.
11 goals to 3 after half-time. Carlton's effort. Current contest for the Bears. In fact, our camera crew almost getting in the action down there. And Mark Arsiri is the last player to get up. A boundary throw in. As we tick down to siren time. It will be a win for Carlton. As Bond chases the ball over the boundary line. He's not going too far with it. The Blues making about 15 metres. Cameron in front. Bond gets it out. Sexton overruns the ball. Out it comes to Cameron again. Spiral punt kick to within 25 metres of goal. Kernahan was the target. Champion gets the front position and carts the ball over the boundary line. Throw in 15 metres from the behind post, again in Carlton's left forward pocket.
Oh, it's a great win for Carlton, this one.
Any win's a good one, isn't it?
Oh, for 27 points down, they'll remember this win as one of their truly great wins over the last couple of years. Last year, worst year in the history of the club, and to come back with a win like this will be, well, has set up their season.
Well, especially with players out of the calibre of Dorotich, Madden, and of course Diesel Williams sitting on the sidelines. So better things to come for the Blues. Throw in again. Paddled out to Dean. A quick kick. That'll be a free kick to Hutton, which he will take at the right half-back flank.
It's John Hutton, who has kicked 3 goals tonight, and they are 3 great goals.
It'll be difficult to find positives, I'm sure, for Robert Walls, but this player will certainly be one of them.
Well, unfortunately, the second half,
I guess
their forward line's been well beaten by that Carlton back line. That's Dean to the half-forward line, and a strong mark taken down there by Matthew Campbell. Here's Champion, the short one, and he's found Pelfreyman, but there's a siren to end a game that looked like being the Bears at half-time, but what a tremendous second half by the Blues, and they'll leave Carrara very, very happy with that effort, because it took a lot of courage to fight back under the heat and the humidity. And there's Earl Spalding. But terrific performance, Gerard, by Carlton.
Yes, it was a magnificent fight back. A lot of players had to have a look at their performances at half-time, and I'm sure Parkin and Kinnear, possibly even Elliott, were down there revving the players up. There was a lot at stake for Carlton. They've had an interesting pre-season. They've been in the headlines regularly, probably for the wrong reasons. But this is what they had to do. They had to come up to Carrara and win. For the Bears, well, it's another tragic story for the Bears on the field. They're getting their act together terrifically off the field, but they need a couple of wins, and tonight's win was there for the taking, and unfortunately it wasn't to be.
Well, let's go down to Bill McDonald. Here he is with Steve Kernahan.
Well, Stephen, it really is a remarkable match, this one. You've snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, haven't you?
Yeah, we certainly know how to make us work hard up here. The last 3 years we've played terribly, and we started off that way, but we might have turned the corner just a bit, and to come from behind like that, away from home is always a good effort, I think.
Give yourself a chance at half-time. You were down, I think we're talking about 20-odd points.
Well, you've got to always give you a chance. I think we worked pretty hard the last 10 minutes of just before half-time without getting the result on the scoreboard, but you've always got to believe you've got a chance, and today, persistence sort of paid off.
Looked like a very physical match. First one up, how did you feel it out there?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty hard. Everyone's a bit rooted, I think. It's fairly hot, and as you know, in Melbourne, the weather's not like this, so it's always good to get away with a win in this sort of conditions.
Morale booster at this stage of the season?
Oh, there's no doubt. We really needed a win. As I said, our record up here isn't that flash, and we got Hawthorn next week at home, so it gives us something to, build on for next week.
Thanks, mate. All the best for the season.
Steve Kernahan speaking to Bill McDonald, and as he put it, it was quite a hard match out there. We'll take a break. We'll be back at Carrara in just a moment.
Footy is back, and to kick off the 1992 AFL season, we're giving away 4 frees. Free full-colour footy stickers every week. There's one for every AFL team, and they start this Sunday. Free footy stickers. It all makes sense in the Sunday age.
You've got the whole world in your hands, with a MasterCard in your hands. You've got a brighter future in your hands to do the things you've always planned. Fulfill your dreams, you know you can, with MasterCard in your hand.
No card opens more doors in more places than MasterCard. In fact, you only need one card. MasterCard.
This is more than a beautiful experience. The Queen Victoria Market is where you save money, lots of it. Get the freshest vegetables and fruit at the lowest prices anywhere in Melbourne. Every kind of fresh food and deli. The Queen Victoria Market is busting out with savings, fabulous fashions, fancies and fun. The Queen Victoria Market has got the lot. It's as they say, the Queen Victoria Market, where Melbourne comes to life.
One taste, and you're hooked.
I can't stop this feeling.
The people who brought you the biggest music sale Melbourne has seen are back. It's on again at the Melbourne Showground Hall of Commerce. Every day from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Super specials on CDs. All stock must be sold. Prices start at an unbelievable $4.95. Cassettes at $2.95. The biggest music sale is back on and the prices are even lower. Melbourne Showground Hall of Commerce. Be there.
These days, anybody can operate on their heart. It's simple. Reduce your blood cholesterol with a high soluble fiber, low animal fat diet. To make it easier, Kellogg's have developed New Balance Oat Bran Flakes, the cereal high in soluble fiber and lower still in fat. Who would have thought that a heart operation would be part of a balanced diet? Spoon!
New Kellogg's Balance Oat Bran Flakes helps put your life in better shape.
Every time you turn off your car engine, minute deposits of petroleum gum can accumulate on your fuel injectors. Over time, this reduces your car's power and economy. This may sound complicated to fix, but really, it isn't. Just add Win Spitfire to your petrol next time you fill up. Win Spitfire cleans out the deposits from your fuel system and restores your car's power and economy. Win Spitfire. It works. I wouldn't recommend it if it didn't.
So really it was all Carlton after half-time. They kicked 11-5 to 3-2 in the last two terms and 6 straight to 2 behinds in the last quarter, winning by 24 points. Hutton 3 for the Bears, their major goal kicker, all before half-time. And for Carlton, Steve Kernahan kicked 5 and Siri 2. But Gerard, really it was the form of Steve Kernahan, I guess, single-handedly turned it around. But single-handedly, when we speak of the loss of Martin Leslie for the Bears, that didn't help them either.
No, Martin Leslie was a good player for the Bears up until the time he went off. And I liked when Kernahan was down in that forward line. The Carlton forward line was a bit of a rabble in the first half.
It was more open after the break, wasn't it?
Kernahan went to full forward. They opened it up. They had Milan Hanna as a loose man across half-back line. They delivered it down with more purpose. But one of the worrying aspects for the Bears will be the way that they all died out in that last half.
The stats in the final quarter, and this might really tell us the story.
Yes, well, having a look at it, Carlton have got more possession of the ball in the last quarter, and the centre breaks were once again in Carlton's favour. I think that was one of the big things we harped on during the game, that they were a little bit short in the middle. Darryl White did battled valiantly, but just couldn't quite control the centre bounce, and Carlton have picked up from that.
And for the match, well, not so much in the kicks, 194 to 187. The handballs, Carlton well on top, a margin of 20 there. The Bears, that's interesting, it's 72 to 47 marks.
Yes, well, that can be, I guess, because players are running around the ground, but centre breaks once again, 20 to 8.
From Carrara, we'll take a break. Back in just a moment.
Who's making innovative kitchen appliances like this Toast and Crumpet toaster right here in Australia? And energy-saving, long-lasting cooking appliances like this stainless steel fry pan? And can you name the Australian company designing world-class appliances like this cordless express kettle? Or the first with a 12-month replacement guarantee on all their products like this monitor iron? Sunbeam, of course. Owned by Australians, making for Australians.
The biggest music sale Melbourne has seen has been extended. New containers of stock have arrived and must be sold. Prices start at an unbelievable $4.95, cassettes at $2.95. Melbourne Showground every day, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Be there.
There's just a word, and there's no mistake in it.
Hello, Joe. What do you know? All right, let's sample a bottle. I'll make it 2. 1 for you and 1 for me.
Now we get warm. Diet Coke.
When it comes to complete car servicing, some don't give a hoot. We do. We do more.
Fiddler on the Roof is a funny and touching musical that has won the hearts of audiences all over the world, with such wonderful songs as If I Were a Rich Man and Tradition. Come and see the Australian Opera's production of Fiddler on the Roof starring the exceptional Max Gillies. Don't miss this night out at the Victorian Arts Centre with Fiddler on the Roof. To book, phone Bass on 11500. That's 11500.
Hi, I'm Gavin Wood, making it easy for you. The famous Furniture Bazaar's catalogue sale is making it easy for everybody. Making it easy with 12 months interest-free terms. Making it easy with Melbourne's largest selection of lounge suites, dining suites and bedroom furniture. Making it easy with the lowest prices on wall units, coffee tables and bed settees. Making it easy with your chance to win $5,000 worth of famous furniture. There are plenty of furniture stores in Melbourne, but this one really is the best.
Chips are great, right? Well, here's something that makes chips even better. Master Foods salts a chip and dip. It's the best idea. Just look at all that tomato, onion, capsicum. You just take your chip and dip in. Not you. Mmm, delicious. You want varieties? They're spicy, mild, and fiery chili. So why just chip when you can chip and dip? That's cheating.
Master Foods Salsa Chip and Dip from Master Foods, the Taste Master.
Farmhouse milk, the way milk used to taste.
So a 24-point win to Carlton with Steve Kernahan kicking 5 goals and Mark Arsieri 2. And 2 matches tomorrow will complete round 1. At Football Park in Adelaide, it's the Adelaide Crows versus Footscray. And at Waverley Park, it's going to be a beauty, St Kilda versus Essendon. Check your local guides for details of our coverage. And of course, speaking of coverage, don't forget Sports World tomorrow from 9 o'clock. And the first football panel for the year around about 11 o'clock. It's going to be a beauty. 9 o'clock in the morning with Bruce McAvaney. Hope your team won tonight. Good night to you all.
Football 92, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP Australia, CUB, Westpac, SIO and Vulcan.
They've all been invited to a mystery weekend at a luxury hotel. The beds are a bit on the cramped side. The wine's a little too dry.
You maniac!
And the host has a head problem.
You all needed to be taught a lesson.
You're sick. So everyone had a reason for murder. And only one man can solve the mystery.
No further questions.
Perry Mason. If he can stay alive long enough. Bridgestone presents Perry Mason, the case of the sinister spirit. Next Saturday on 7.
Carol O'Connor, the Chief. Howard Rollins-Tibbs, together in the heat of the night.
change.
Five brothers begin their summer tour of one-nighters at Madison Square Garden.
Yes, I'm the real Don Steele, and here's the Jackson 5. I hope you caught these kids on the Ed Sullivan Show last night.
From the Fact is Stranger Than Fiction department, Michael Jackson has built a shrine to Elizabeth Taylor in the bedroom of his Encino home.
Singer Michael Jackson was admitted with severe burns to his scalp as far as we know.
Michael Jackson, the Guinness Book of World Records has listed Thriller as the biggest-selling album of all time.
Michael Jackson has become the first artist in the history of music to generate 5 #1 singles off one album. The album, of course, is Bad.
What Michael Jackson has achieved is a tribute to 20 years of hard work, energy, tireless dedication.
In the presence of Her Majesty the Queen comes the sensational Diana Ross, Monty Python's Eric Idle, and the original casts of some of the greatest musicals ever. From My Fair Lady and Oliver,
I have to pick a poquito too.
to Buddy, Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats, and the brilliant Phantom of the Opera. The spectacular all-new Royal Variety performance.